In today's video, I visit the Vietnam War Remnants Museum. Take a visit back to the 60s and 70s in the Independence Palace and get an incredible view of Ho Chi Minh City on the 49th floor of the Bitexco Financial Tower. Good morning, Vietnam. Another beautiful morning here in Vietnam this morning. So today what we're actually going to do is we're going to take a venture out and we're going to have a look at the Independence Palace and also then the war remnants. I want to go see that, and then hopefully this evening what we're going to do is we're going to take a trip to the Bitexco tower, I think it's called. So basically up there you're have some fantastic views. I videoed the tower yesterday, so you have some amazing views up over the whole city. So yeah, it's about 30 degrees already. We're like 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning. Busy already, and you know, I'm looking forward to the day ahead. So three things: we've got the Bitexco later on in the evening, and first we're going to go to the War Remnants Museum and the Independence Palace. So let's go take a look at all that. We just arrived at the War Remnants Museum. So the charge coming in is 40,000 Vietnamese dong, which is just about, I think it's like 170 or something like that in euros. Really cheap. So on the outskirts here we'll take a walk around, but they have all the old planes. So obviously this is from the Vietnam War, the remnants of the Vietnam War. Pretty busy here at the moment. So this is the entrance into the building. They charged 40,000 dong for myself, and fair dues, they only charge Paula because she's in the wheelchair and crutches. They only charge her 20,000 dong. So 60,000 dong for the two of us coming in, and that's well worth it. So we're literally 500 meters, I think, away from our hotel, in a perfect location here. So we're close to our hotel. Is just back down the road down here. It was like even in the wheelchair, so 5-minute walk that when you're actually coming down here. And then close to where we are here is also the Independence Museum, is it? So we're actually going to head down there next, but we're going to take a walk around here now and see what it's like. So nice and relaxing. Here that I just rung during the Vietnam War, the bombs that were actually dropped by the US for 12 years. This was an unexploded 500-pound bomb that some of the locals gathered up, and it was cut in half, obviously once it was made safe. And inscribed on the inside of it were the Chinese characters, or Asian characters, for spring, summer, autumn and winter in Vietnamese. So basically the Buddhist stands for birth and rebirth of the four characters. So that's a nice little touch on the entrance coming in. Museum here is an exhibition about US soldiers and Vietnam soldiers who opposed the war. So they've got a lot of news clippings, photographs and stuff, interviews with mostly US soldiers who did oppose the war and wondered why they were actually here. Looking through a lot of the photographs that are here on the wall, and they actually come across one of the ex-Irish Taoiseachs, Brian Cohen. So it says that Brian Cohen, Irish Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, visits the Centre for Agent Orange Victims and Disadvantaged Children, Da Nang City. So that was in 2008.
guillotines brought to Vietnam to execute Vietnamese patriots and subdue the patriotic movement. One was placed in Hanoi to execute criminals from the northern Vietnamese and Laos area.
Remnants Museum, and it's a bit of an eye-opener really. I don't know how to describe it. How would you describe it? It's one of the worst things is actually looking at, I think, the effects of the Agent Orange and the napalm and stuff like that. It was quite harrowing really to look at. But it's definitely something that you definitely have to come visit to get a look and just see what the Vietnam War. One of the things that did surprise me is the fact that they're promoting a lot of peace and stuff like that here. But yeah, it was a bit surreal to be walking around there and see it. So on the outside here, as you see, you've got all the heavy artillery that was actually used, the tanks and stuff like that, the big army helicopters and stuff, and inside then there's a lot of photographic material, so definitely well worth the visit. So what did you think of it?
It was tough, but eye-opening.
Yeah. So definitely come check this out. It's on your must-see list when you come in. So we're now walking down the road to the Independent Palace. It says that it's possibly not open. I don't know whether that is the case or not, but it's just a very short walk from the War Remnants Museum, just around the corner really. But yeah, war is shit. That wasn't, it's a great place to see, but you know, the effects of war. So yeah, so we're just walking along by the palace here, and we'll see if that is open. So we've arrived at the Independence Palace, not too short a walk from where we just were, and again a beautiful sunny day. This one here is the State Banquet Hall. I guess we have all these individual rooms that are around the palace here, but everything is big, wide and open. I'm guessing because of the heat. It's probably why that is, but this is the state banqueting hall. This one here is the cabinet room, and this is where meetings were held by the president and sitting ministers. So they would come in the 60s and they'd actually have meetings here. All the rooms look like they're straight out of the 60s. They haven't been changed much. They're actually probably identical to the way they were before. Conference hall in here, but I just read outside that in 1975 that there was a member of the Communist Party actually infiltrated the Air Force, and he was like that for a while, and basically he dropped a bomb on the palace. So the palace was bombed in April 1975 by a spy guy that infiltrated the Air Force. Nobody know who he was. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name, but yeah, he bombed the palace. And in here right now, this is the conference room, which held somewhere up to like 500 people for conferences and banquets and stuff like that. So huge rooms inside this palace. I mean, huge rooms. Wants those chairs, they're very 1970s, so I think she wants to take them back for her place. You want them?
You're very funny.
See, there's a very common theme to the whole place. It is very 1960s, 1970s, and to be fair to them, they haven't changed it much. Fantastic building, very 1960s and 70s. You know, each room looks like it could be identical, but yeah. So that's not quite like the room that we're staying in, but not my type of room anyway, definitely. These are the private quarters, apartments that are in the area, or just around this area here, and beautiful garden in the centre here, so I guess it's reminiscent of Marrakesh being a riad, so very open here to the rooms, and beautiful little garden in the centre with bonsai trees. Oh, I love it. Here we have the National Security Council chamber. Figured out why a lot of people were on drugs in the 60s and the 70s. To be dealing with this furniture, it probably had to be, you know, as bland can be. It's time for a break, coffee break, some iced coffee, hopefully coconut coffee. Got my shake, I think it's not a shamrock shake anyway. I think it's pistachio. Yum. Anything cold at the moment is beautiful. Really nice. top of the sky deck or viewing deck on the, I think it's Bitexco building. Had a bit of a trauma getting here. We actually went to apartments first called the Sky Garden. That wasn't where we should have been. So, but anyway, we've arrived here now. The view is absolutely amazing. Just even walking out of the elevator, it takes a little more than 5 seconds for the elevator to do the 49 floors. So yeah, the view out over the city here is just absolutely incredible. Okay, so I'm on the sky deck here on the 49th floor. I forgot actually that I don't have a skirt with me. I didn't think I'd get up here and that it would be so easy to film. So the setup that I have right now at the moment is I'm just using my GoPro to try and get a time lapse, you know, and film that from day into night. Hopefully that'll go well. So we'll see if that's going to work. I mean, the view up here is absolutely fantastic. So for anybody that's coming to Ho Chi Minh City, you have to make sure that you get up here. I think it worked out at about, I think it's about, you know, 8 euros a person, something like that, even less. So make sure you get up to the sky deck down here. And make sure you get to the correct location as well. I didn't first. But yeah, the views are absolutely fantastic. Such a pity, unfortunately. I wanted to do a day into night time lapse, but there's too many reflections on the window. Like I said, I didn't have the skirt for doing photographs from, you know, glass windows, so unfortunately that's not going to be the case. But the views have been fantastic anyway, so make sure you get it on your list to come to the Sky Garden. Absolutely fantastic. Join me next time when we take a day off to relax in our hotel, but it all goes terribly wrong when we visit the famous Beer Street.